Freedom Friday. Love it. Love it. Freedom from active addiction. Part 2. Like it's Friday again. And being stuck on that hamster wheel, I know all too fucking well. I'm going to try and stop swearing as much, me, on these videos. It's a bit of a bad habit I've got still. Stuck on that little merry-go-round, the weekend merry-go-round, round and round. And you do it, and you do it, and you do it, and the thing is, it's like, you do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. It's not going to be any different than what it was last week or the week before. The only reason why you keep doing it is because you're just not listening to your experience. And you're just living the experience. You're not listening to it. I'm free from that today, me. Completely free. I don't even think drugs are not my problem today. It's brilliant. I don't want to brag or boast, but I'm just want to give you the message clearly how good life is without that. So if you're fucking off that pub tonight, I just want you to do me one favour, you know what I mean? Just one favour, that's it. That's all I want. It's not much to ask. As you stood there, or you're just about to put one in, yeah? Have a think to yourself. Why am I doing this? And what are the benefits? That's it. That's all I want you to do. Right, moving on from that anyway, you know what I mean? Because people carry on doing what they're doing. And I want to get down to the nitty gritty of it, you know what I mean? And put my hand out to the people that really need it, you know what I mean? At the start that are in the depths of desperation and don't really know where to turn, you know what I mean? The people that are in the dark, because once you get past that thing, once you get past that invisible line of being an addict, you can really spiral out of control and you can find yourself in a really dark place very fast. Darkness is being on your own, using on your own, and the thought process is crippling, you know what I mean? And it can keep you there much longer than you need to be. You don't need to be there. You've got a possibility today, you know what I mean? The possibility is that there's hope out there, and you just need to come across it, put your hand out, a bit of humility, just surrender and the fight's over. See, I don't go through that process today, me, of being active in addiction, and continuously fighting them thoughts in my head of not wanting to use, not wanting to use, not wanting to use, or getting on it or not getting on it, and I don't want to do the same thing I did last week. And if you find, do you know what the key thing is? The key thing that I used to find? I used to find myself telling other people not getting on it this weekend. Not on a Wednesday. Not doing it this weekend. And you just justify it to yourself over the next 2 days and just fall off, you know what I mean? And everyone else is doing it, so you just do it to fit in. If you feel like you're in that situation where you're going through that thought process of if you're not on drugs and you're not coming down off drugs, then you're going to get drugs. Because that's what my life was like. I just squeezed reality and in between that, really, and wore a mask and carried on functioning at work the best I could, without any real good performance or results from it, just to feel that bit of normality, you know what I mean? And when I got that normality, just basically I just used that. As long as I could feel normal for a little bit, it allowed me to carry on using and living on that merry-go-round. See, I could have carried on for years, me. Years. absolute years being a functioning addict. Like, I'm quite fortunate, very fortunate to have found out and woke up before I did. Before I did end up losing my own life. Do you know what I mean? That's how serious this stuff is. People are dying on a daily basis from this disease. And I have a more understanding about that today, and I'm grateful to be clean. So anyway, if you find yourself on that hamster wheel, or even not on that hamster wheel, and you really, really like quite, you know, you can find yourself in them places and then continue to use because you feel like nothing else is worth doing. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm here now, because I've been there as well. You know, where you, oh, I'm here now. I've fucked up anyway. I may as well just carry on. What's the point? I've never really been any hope for me anyway. Believe me, there's loads of hope. Living a life clean and a life of sobriety is something that I never ever thought that I could do. Not with my background. And like, it's so normal nowadays for people to just do that. See, I can get drugs and alcohol to my door, now, faster than I can get a fucking pizza. I can't change the world. I can't change life on life's terms. But I can make a difference in my own life, and I can reach out to other people and try and guide them in making the right choices in theirs. And that gives me purpose today, you know what I mean? It fuels my little fire that I've got going on at the moment. And I'm proud of that little fire, because it was fucking ashes when I come. Ashes, they were fucking out there. But it doesn't matter to me whether you're still using, you're on a script, you've got a day clean, a year clean, or you just don't want to go out this weekend and you're struggling with that mental stuff of that obsession and compulsion of doing it. You know what I mean? Because you've got to break the chain somewhere. You've got to do it. You've got to take action. Recovery is an action. I take this stuff seriously, because, like, really seriously, because my own life depends on it. Do you know what I mean? Other people's lives depend on me, and I depend on my own life. You know what I mean? I'm a good person today. I wasn't like that. I just wasn't like that, and I'm very humble today in the fact of what I can give back to other people. But I watched from the sidelines while I was still in active addiction of someone who slowly committed suicide, and they were so misunderstood by the people that was around her, and people didn't take her seriously. And then she suffered with her own denial and her own internal pain, and just drove herself into a box, like, and I seen what that did to the people that were very close to her. And you know, I me being a part of the circle that was close to her and watching the pain that she left behind, was crippling for me. It was crippling, and I never ever want to experience that again. Never. That should never happen again. And if it's possible for me on my own to do that, or even prevent that, or even maybe even make a difference in preventing that, or prolonging it long enough for them to find the answer for themselves, then I'm going to continue to do this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Them people meant a lot to me, and watching them in that pain after that person had gone tore me up inside. And there was nothing I could do about it, especially when I was in active addiction. Do you know what I mean? And now I'm not in active addiction. I can do something about that, and I will do. You know, some days I can't fix the world. Do you know what I mean? But be fucking damned if I don't try, because life is so fragile. We need each other as people. The way we treat each other nowadays, in my eyes, is not very nice. Do you know what I mean? Like, people nowadays, they will put someone else down in order to make themselves feel better, you know. And people turn their back on other people because of their own little show that they've got going on and that. And it's not how it should be, you know what I mean? We should connect as people. And connection is the key. Connection is key. Honestly, connecting with other people around you. And feelings, emotions and connection is the biggest cure to a lot of things, as well as disease. See, I used to just course through my life, it all seems like a big dream, like I've been asleep for so long, and it all started with that Friday thing, you know, just that fun and games down pub at the weekend with the boys and that. That's where it started for me. And it even started before that, when I was a young kid, just trying to fit in and doing what everyone else was doing, leaded me to where I was. And because I didn't open my mouth and I justified the fact that I had a problem, and then because everyone else was doing it as well, just made it easy for me to carry on. I had more excuses. I had more reasons to carry on than what I did to stop. I have full self-acceptance today that I can't use drugs successfully. You know, I live a different life today, me. I feel like I live a completely different life, and I'm finding out who Neil is and getting to know me, like, and building a new identity is hard work, you know what I mean? It's seriously a hard work, but it's possible. It's possible. You don't have to do it. You don't have to use it ever again. You know, if these things that I'm talking about are not causing a problem in your life, then that's fine. You know what I mean? That is fine. You keep doing what you're doing. So as I was saying, like, even if you are using and you need help, inbox me. If you're on a script, inbox me. If you want to use, inbox me. If you want to stop using, inbox me. Even if you've stopped on self-will, you know what I mean, just for that little bit of time, but because you know that you're getting a bit heavy at the weekends, and tonight's coming up, like, you know what I mean, and you don't want to do it, give me a ring. Give me an inbox, bell me, I'll give you some understanding about it from the inside. You know what I mean? We'll go for a coffee. I'm not sat here begging for friends. I've got friends, me. I've got stuff to do, you know what I mean? But I'll value your life just as much as my own today, and you're not on your own. I'm going to finish with this. Stay blessed.